All right, all right, all right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today is March 17, 2026, and this is your second market trading session for the week. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me clearly. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Great. All right. So today we're gonna see if we can find some opportunity in the market. Well, basically yesterday two of the three scenarios we had played out. I don't know if you pay attention to that, but yesterday we definitely got the movement to the upside. The market took the liquidity on ES, on NQ. Okay, and either on ES, the liquidity we were talking about. So from yesterday's stream, as you can see, we thought that was the manipulation to go higher, but after the stream the market dropped down again, create another manipulation to go higher. And sometimes it's better, sometimes it's better to be very confident on your analysis. All right, and that's my superpower. Because even though the entire world is selling, if I don't want to sell, I'm not gonna sell. Okay, I don't care about what the world thinks. I know if I want to buy, I'm gonna buy. If I want to sell, I'm gonna sell. And I'm going to hold my idea until the market telling me that you probably won't. You are probably wrong. So that's how I see it. So I'm trying to set up my screen right now just to make sure everything is fine on this screen first. Well, today we talk about two potential scenarios. Okay. Well, we talked about two things. Okay, let's start with NQ. Oh, first thing first, guys, remember we have contract change. Okay, we have contract change, so don't forget to refresh your thing, your trading view. We went from the NQH to NQM. That's the June contract. You see right here, we're gonna see June contract. All right, so, and the other thing, you probably gonna have this gap on your screen. Well, you can just click on that. If you just click on that right there, you're gonna have it. Okay, so if you click on that, you're gonna have like a price action that's gonna be just like the current contract. All right, I decided to analyze the current contract right now instead of NQ1. I'm gonna let, like, let's say 2 or 3 days pass by and come back to NQ1, because the contract change days sometimes they're tricky, and I don't want to miss out any way what happened. I can't talk this morning. Okay, so this morning we talk about two potential scenarios. Okay, first thing first, we talked about this potential this manipulation we had last night. Okay, during the afternoon session we have this manipulation and the market hold it. Okay, the market hold it. So we talked about potential let's say remanipulation around here and to drop lower. we talked about moving to the upside inside of this potential sell area and then to drop lower. And we also talked about the fact that the market react exactly at the 50% of the previous day range. That's showing us that the bullish day we had yesterday, or the manipulation we had yesterday, that might be the start of the bullish cycle. But in order to confirm this information, we need a strong break above previous daily high, because that's how potential sell area, it might create some manipulation to go lower to take the downside targets, right? But if we can break massively, if we can break with high conviction, we might probably be in a bullish cycle now. But the only thing is, like, I can't say the low of day is set right now, so the retracement might be a little bit massive. We might drop below this low to manipulate and to go higher after that. Okay, because right now I can't really say the high has been set, so the low has been set. Okay, so that's the third scenario, and it's my least favorite one, and that's gonna take some time. Okay, so now daily context wise, we can see that, well, we are well above the daily open, we are bullish, but the current low is not set. I can't really say the current low is not set. The only information we have is the fact that we reacted at the 50% of the previous day range, but we don't really have manipulation. The market does not react of an imbalance on higher time frames such as H4 or daily. So we don't have enough evidence to consider this low as the potential low of the day, right? But we don't ignore the fact that the market can keep moving higher. Okay, we can having something like this and we trace and to keep going higher. So that's not what I want to see this morning, to be honest. All right, if we're gonna create a retracement here, I'm gonna short that just to drop and take this liquidity right here, and then after that I will then be surprised if we can manipulate the current low of day to move to the upside. So we're gonna wait just like yesterday. Okay, we're gonna wait, we're gonna be patient every time. I told you. So now we have big expansion. What is the opening? We have the opening of the session right here. All right, that's the New York Stock Exchange open. Okay, and we have it in, let's put it in both assets. Okay, that's the opening right here. So I'm just gonna watch price in 30 minutes and 1 hour. Not gonna, it's not the time yet to go to lower time frame. Let me just do something. Let me delete that. Let me just put that the way I should put it. Drop even sync. Right here. Okay, so now I have the information instead of just the Fibonacci. So now we have the previous daily low right here, we have the previous daily high right there. So let's just wait. Coach formule, c'est risque divisé par nombre de points multiplié par 10. I mean, like I said, I might be wrong because I don't use the CFDs every day, and they just fait calcul là pour pas maintenant et puis me just to mettre le nom papier là, voilà, to mettre le nom papier mais tout devant là. But bah CFDs bah non my 24/7. So thank you Jean. Thank you, Jean-Louise. So now we're gonna wait. make sure que music là va trop haut. Okay, so now we're just gonna wait, guys. Oh, 30 minutes là, il y a tout quitter, oui. Ah, il m'a quitter, lui. Those fresh braids. Yeah, I mean, I stay late for these things, bro. I stayed very late, like until let's say 1 something a.m. in the morning to do this in my hair, in my head. Well, I never had this idea, and I tried it, and everybody likes it, and I'm like, why not? Well, of course, some people not gonna like it, but who cares? So I already drink my chocolate, so um drink some water. I'm getting pain. Yeah, getting pain. La madame sont passionnés de ça, oui, guys. Madame li bright café journée on la peint, café journée on la maquille mon. That's her thing. So yeah, inédit matin, une femme chita, ou le pain. For the Hampton market, right? Greek in this computer. Well, there is nothing to do right now. The market is moving to the upside. We have expansion during the opening. We are inside of the potential sell area. We just have to wait. If I was at 30 minutes, well, I was explaining something yesterday, and I put the 30 minutes, and it's still there. So I don't really use it, but just we can leave it here. Give me a second. I have something very important to do. I just remember that right now. Let me do it. Doesn't work. I gotta try this after the stream. Not right now. So we're waiting, guys. We're waiting. Waiting. So if we have a nice break and the market just break this area completely, like I said, we're gonna be probably in the bullish cycle now, and we're gonna have to wait for retracement too long. But like I said again, I can't really say this low. We said, well, if you're gonna long, let's say around here, any concept the market might leave right here into long, I will suggest you to really lower your risk, because we don't have enough evidence to consider this low as potential low of the day. Okay, and right now I have nothing to do, just waiting. I'm just waiting. Okay. Yesterday we saw the power of waiting, right? The power of waiting, the power of patience. We've seen it. So va un moment pour nous désespérer. Un moment pour nous désespérer. We talked about what's going on right here in the breakdowns. Okay, so let me just do a refresh for you guys. So we talked about the fact that we were in the middle of two manipulation, because when I was doing the breakdown, we were here. Okay, these right here and these right there. Well, like I said, that's not the best manipulation, but the fact that we have this expansion, this huge expansion, we have to consider it. That's why we bought yesterday to moving to the upside, right? And then we also have this manipulation right here that creates this downside movement. So now, like I said, this, if the market will hold this manipulation, okay, and probably reset the bearish cycle to keep going lower, two things might happen. We might basically retrace and manipulate a high, pre-market high or low high of London, and yeah, for 30 minutes high without manipulate the previous daily high to drop lower, or we can come here and reset the manipulation and drop lower. That was the first two scenarios. But at the same time, we also have the market that is reacting off the 50% of the previous daily range. So if the 50% of the previous daily range can hold price action like that, it is a sign that we might start to be bullish. All right, it's a sign that, well, yes, I understand the fact that we are the manipulation, but you can't ignore completely a potential bullish scenario. And of course, we had this manipulation right here, so that probably the first expansion, and that might be the second expansion. But like I said in the breakdown, I will really pay attention to this third scenario when we break this high completely. Okay, when we break this high completely, and we might not have an opportunity today, because that might take some times. That might take some times to like create an expansion, and we don't know exactly where the market's going to stop, and then create a retracement. But the thing is, like, that's the thing. I can't really say the low of the day is set. Okay, it's not a nice manipulation at all. And well, it's not a target, but we have close, like we have some targets that are very close to it. Okay, so that's why if I want a long, I will really appreciate to see like something like this and move to the down to the upside. Okay, but at 10 we're gonna have a new 4-hour candle, and this 4-hour candle might create an imbalance on, well, we're not gonna have it. We're gonna need another candle to create an imbalance. So we're not gonna have the H4 imbalance, I thought, right here. Okay, so the market, if the market is really strong, it might just retrace to this imbalance and keep going higher. But the thing is, to really pay attention to this scenario, the market has to destroy the potential sell area. Okay, what does that mean? In H1, in H4, in 15 minutes, we want to see like big break. Okay, if we still respect the sell area, well, we can't trade against it. We cannot. Okay, and what do we have above it? We have some gaps. I remember I mentioned some gap yesterday in the daily. Let me just erase all of these things, because eventually we're gonna have to analyze everything here. I remember I talked about some gaps. That was on the weekly. Well, we have some gap right here. And that's the high of March 12. Yeah, that's the high of March 12. So this got my hold price and create a manipulation, but that's not really what I can call a potential sell area, to be honest. But it can still react it. So I'm not gonna sell that. I will not try to sell that. If the potential sell area breaks, I'm probably gonna wait for the retracement too long, because that's what we talked about. Okay, we had a game plan before the morning, we had a game plan before the opening of the session, and this game plan should be our roadmap for the entire day. Okay, because we had these plans, we had these scenarios for a reason. Okay, that's why yesterday I wanted too long, because I had a plan. I had this plan for a reason. Okay, I said if we can break the 50%, if we can break the imbalances we had on higher time frame, I'm gonna be bullish. So ain't no way I'm selling that. Okay, I've seen your comments. Oh, coach, what you think if we can sell right here? Well, we have divergence with YM. What you think? No, I said no, I'm not selling that. I'm not selling that. That's the confidence you need in trading. I'm not selling that. I'm not selling that. I'm not selling that. So I'm buying until we got our target hit. Well, we got some break even. Okay, of course, but we had manipulation again. AM session low. That's the low from 9:30 to 12 right here, and we had a divergence again. So that was my entry. Then we moved to the upside. Target hit while I was shooting basketball. I had no idea. Okay, and then the market reacted from our potential sell area and create this downside movement. Okay, so yep, You gotta be very confident in trading. Trading requires the highest level of confidence you have ever experienced. Yes, drop a like. Drop a like on the stream. We have 127 people right now and just 25 likes. I assume that you don't like what you are watching. Well, it's fine. It's totally fine. But if you like it, drop a like. Okay. Drop a like. We all know how the algorithms of YouTube work. So the more you like something, the more they will like say, all right, you have interest in this content. And other people that has the same interest with you, they're gonna send this live to them. So not gatekeep, guys. Don't do the gatekeeping things. I know you've learned here and you don't want other people to learn, but don't do that. Don't do that. If we long after retracement, it's to go well, key target. Well, basically, we talked about that in the breakdown. You probably was not, you were not present in the breakdown. So basically, of course, in the retracement, I expect some upside objective to be created. Okay. If I'm gonna buy and we're gonna have the retracement just like yesterday, okay, I would like to see price build some upside objective. Okay. The thing is, either way, the market will create a retracement. Now the question is whether or not this retracement will be our retracement. You know what I mean? Because we already have like an expansion move, and after expansion the market will create a retracement. That's basic price action, right? But if we respect the potential sell area and create some nice confirmation, we're probably gonna have the sell opportunity to drop lower. But if we disrespect this potential sell area, yes, we have the gap above, but we have this gap right here. Okay, but if we break it massively, I will probably just wait for the retracement. I might close the stream and telling you guys, well, we might have it during the afternoon session, we might have it tomorrow, and that will be it. That will be it. Now we're gonna have the close of the 4 hours, the 15 minutes. Okay. $20. All right, we have the close. So now the market does not show any sign of weakness inside of the potential sell area on ES. Same thing on NQ still respected. Like NQ still respected it. NQ respected, but I don't trust that. Okay. So we have a new hourly open. I don't trust that. I might consider a potential manipulation only if we can break below the New York Stock Exchange with high conviction. But right now, I can't really trust that. I can't really trust that. So now the market give us the confirmation of the potential third scenario we talked about. Okay, the potential third scenario, since like we have this big expansion. It's like the first manipulation, the first expansion. Now we're gonna have the second expansion, and that's probably gonna be the beginning of the buy cycle, the bullish cycle. Okay, so not because we are in a bullish cycle, and I'm telling you that the bullish idea we have give us confirmation. That doesn't mean you have to buy right here. You are above previous daily high. You are above like opening of the session. You are above like a bunch of things. That's not the best way to, that's not the best area to buy. Okay, the market is not going anywhere. Don't chase it. Don't chase. Stop chasing price. Stop chasing the market. We're not in a race. We're not in a race. The market is not going anywhere. So don't chase. Don't do anything stupid like buying high and after that having regrets. Well, I know I shouldn't long here. I shouldn't sell here, but I still do it. You know, I want to try. Let me just give it a try. That's not how things work. Okay, unless you are watching like people that's doing trading on TikTok and selling anything and doing anything. All right. So like I said, I don't really trust this movement right now. I might probably consider a potential manipulation on ES if we can break the opening of the New York Stock Exchange and close below it. That might be massively like a big bearish candle. That might be the potential scenario, like I said, to take these targets and the bonds context. Remember we talked about the bonds context in the daily context, right? The low is not set, but we already have some liquidity right here. We have some liquidity right there. Move to the upside, so the market might potentially create more liquidity or create that expansion and then reverse and take this target. So now where the market might potentially set the target, set the high inside of this sell area. Of course, in 5 minutes we break it, but if we're watching in 1 minute, and this potential sell area was just the previous daily high and this imbalance in the higher time frame. That was it. Okay, so now we don't really show sign of weakness inside of it, but it's not impossible to have a big bearish movement and then retrace and take these targets. Okay, and then after that the market might just move to the upside, and to keep moving with the bullish order flow, because we started right here. Okay, so now I just have to erase that. Okay, we were following this movement. All right, we were following this order flow. Okay, all right, so right now we're probably gonna follow this one after this manipulation, this reaction, and the fact that we break, probably gonna follow this order flow right here. Okay, and for targets, so I'm pretty sure the market has like, I'm pretty sure that the market left some upside liquidity, but they probably are not close to us. But after all of this movement, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some targets in this movement. I just don't remember where we had them, but I remember we had some. So now it's gonna be very higher time frame. So start with that one. Like I said, They are not very close. I remember we had some right here or right there. Let me drop in lower time frame to see. Yeah, I remember I considered that as target. 6,833.50 from the old contract. Okay, the price might be different in the fresh contract, and well, we won't be able to find them neither. Let me check. Can we find them? Yeah, this one, they left targets right here, but like I said, we are not very far. Like, we're not so far. We are not that far. It's there. So that's how I see things right now. Hopefully you understand, Lindsay. Okay. By the way, Randy played a huge role on this channel, guys. Okay. So when I say I'm a blessed man, I'm a blessed man. I'm a blessed man, bro. I have some students that helped me doing all of these things. Okay. Well, yeah, before they had interest in trading. Okay. Wood Graphics started to help me doing this right before being my student. Same thing for Rendiv. Same thing for, well, a lot of people. Like, okay, we're almost at 10K. It's not just me. Okay, it's not just me. I want you to understand that it's different people. It's first thing first, you guys that have been present with me since day one. Okay, I still remember my last stream with 7 people here, like 5 people. You know, and I still explain the same way. You know, nothing has changed. That's basically what Kobe Bryant talked about. No matter like the amount of people that watching, you have to perform. Okay, so I used to do my streams, analyze the market with just 5 people. You know, so 5-7 people. So first people, they are you, like it's you. And secondly, I have like so many people that help me with this channel. All right, even though you don't like to drop likes, I don't know why. You're not gonna like, you're not gonna comment, you're not gonna share. Well, I don't know why, but we have a lot of people in that help this channel. We have Wood Graphic, we have Renzi, we have Storm. Who else? We have now I'm trying to remember the names, but the technical things. Asian Stars. Okay, Asian Stars is my brother. Okay, and no one post him about tag Asian Stars. I'm saying my book is alright until today, but it's just like I understand that like he wants to help me, but at the same time, I want to build an audience, like a close audience with my people. You know, sometimes I'm gonna make some posts and add tagging Asian Stars. You know, because not gonna do it. Well, if I have a video that probably have a call to action, you know, I might tag Asian Stars, right? Asian Stars play a huge role. And even before my first videos, my first Mind Over Money, he hated them. All right, he said, bro, I like what you're doing. Just send me the video and I'm gonna do everything. See? I'm gonna do everything. So yeah, did the video, fix the audio and everything. Let's have Wood Graphic. No, Wood Graphic, t'es trop busy. Ou graphique te busy nan ville la. Ou graphique te trop busy nan ville la. We're having this movement to the downside. Like I said, I will start to think about selling if we can close massively below the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, that will be something like this. That will be something like this, and boom. Yep. Yeah, gen de moun baka pa salye tout, non? My first students. My first students. Well, one thing I want to say, it's like when you have a project, don't wait for close people to help you. You know, that doesn't mean you're not gonna have some close people that's gonna help you. Well, Wendy is one of the example. You know, Wood Graphic is one of the example. Wood Graphic and I, we've been friends since probably 2010, 2011. Randy, I don't know. E nan pousse ta bande ensemble. I don't know. Agon dat nou komanse. Nou just nan pousse ya. But yeah, but not so many people gonna help you. Okay. Don't think about your close friends first, your family members. Don't think about that. Okay, they're gonna be the first ones to discourage you. Trust me. They're gonna be the first ones to not believe in what you're doing or don't give a damn about what you're doing. Okay. But if you start, you're gonna find other people along the way. Okay, you're gonna find people that understand the dream, understand the project, understand the vision, and they're gonna follow you. Okay. Just start and you're gonna find other people along the way. Okay. Well, I've been doing streams, videos in this channel, but people started to recognize this page by two people, you know, two people. Like, why I say two people? Because these two people, they were like, hell nah, we gotta promote Libright. I didn't know them. I didn't know who they were, but they said, well, we gotta keep pushing Libright. And thank God, one of them is profitable. And when I say profitable. So I like that. I like that on ES. But I want to see the same thing on NQ. So we can see that we have this inversion right here. I don't like ES. I don't like the fact that we basically close above it in 1 hour and 15 minutes and even in 4 hours. So I'm not interested in ES right now. Let's see if NQ can do the same, because NQ still respect my idea. So all right, so yeah, like I was saying, just start. Oh, I forgot to plug this thing. Just start, man, and you're gonna find other people that's gonna help you. You're gonna find other people. You're gonna find people that's gonna help you with everything. Okay. and do things with integrity. Okay, so like, if you believe in God, if you respect people, like, don't lie to people. Okay, I never come here and telling people, well, I made $500,000 in trading, I'm almost a millionaire, well, I just got my Lamborghini. I don't have them. Can I live off trading? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Never lie to people. When I started, I told everybody, guys, I'm a student too. All right, that's the first thing I said. That's the first thing I said in this channel. Guys, I'm a student too. Like, let's say 5 years ago when I started here. Guys, I'm a student too. I built this channel. I started this channel because I wanted to learn. I wanted to understand everything that I'm doing. And the best way to do it is by teaching other people. And I used to say that, okay? That's why some videos you ask questions about them and I can't really answer, because at this point I was a student too, and I was not a master of my craft, you know. That's why sometimes you ask me some question, I tell you guys, that's whole videos. I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. You know, that's how I started the YouTube channel. All right, I told everybody, guys, I'm learning this. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna like be rich or anything, but let's start it together. Okay, well, most of the people that followed me at the beginning, they quit. Okay, well, that's normal. I don't care. People really think I care. I'm the most careless guy you've ever like you've ever met. I'm serious, I'm focused, but at the same time, I don't care about people, bro. When I say I don't care about people, I don't think about what they think, what they do, and everything. Okay, you do something bad to me, well, what should I do? Do something bad to you too? Nah, I don't care, bro. Let's just move on. You know, most people quit. Most people quit, but some people stay, and the people that stayed, they have results. Okay, people that stay, they have results, bro. Abra having some results. Okay, Vadli having some results, like Jaju having some results. Probably not millionaires, you know. Who else? Coach Lazar, Carter, they are my partners now. We all have results, okay? Because we never give up. Felix, oh my God. Felix have results, you know? But like, most people quit, and that's life. That's life, bro. Am I live on Twitch? Bro, Twitch takes so much energy, and I used to live on Twitch, Facebook, and everywhere at the same time. I actually have a plan. I'm thinking about it. I'm working on it. But instead of using one thing for all of the stream, I can use my laptop and having like, you're not gonna see my screen, you're just gonna see me, and using the camera, because I'm not using the Canon right now. So yeah, I probably might back to Twitch, but I don't know. when I'm streaming everywhere, I have some problem with the streams. We're gonna have some drop frames every time, so I give up on that. Coach oublié Koki nek depression. Yeah, Koki have some results, you know. Yeah. Koki was there since the beginning too, and like I said, we are not millionaires. But the other day I was talking to Koki, and he was explaining to me the withdrawal he just made to like take care of like his parents in Haiti, and that's great stuff, bro. Like, people overcomplicate things sometimes. It's not like you can't be a millionaire, but you have to measure progress different ways. Okay, the fact that you can take care of your family, the fact that you can send money home, you can do everything on like rely on trading to live, that's something, bro. That's 90% of people can do that. 95% of people can do that. Okay, when I was talking to Anne recently, and she said at least she withdraw like $3,000 a month, and that's something, bro. And she's in Haiti, so basically that's a lot of money. Not gonna lie. Bro, I've been thinking about back to Haiti, bro, because the amount of money I'm making, bro, I can live like a president in Haiti. But that's another topic, right? So yeah, everybody that stayed since the beginning, they have some results. Okay, the results might be different. Okay, we are not in the same page, that's normal, but we have some results. So same thing for my brother Ibra. Okay, now he's living in Dubai. We started together too. Libra started in 2019 and we've met on 2021, I guess. This is the thing, consistency will bring you results. You just have to be consistent, and that's the thing that most people can't do right now because they want to have the result now. If you forget about the timing, like don't say I want to be rich in 3 months, I want to be rich in 6 months. Just focus on being consistent. You're gonna learn, you're gonna improve, you're gonna see where you make mistakes, and of course you're gonna have some results. It's not that complicated. I've been saying that, like I've been telling you that, and you've seen it. You've seen it. Like if you stay consistent, you're gonna know exactly what to do and what not to do. You're gonna know. Bro, I literally hate YouTube with all these crazy ads. So I plan on stop the ads on my live stream. I will do that next time. It's not, bro, I don't know. It's not that much amount of money. Remind me to do that. I will write. Let me write this down. Because the ads on the stream, it's not so important. Stop ads on stream. It's not very important in that, so I will stop that tomorrow. Yeah. Pardonnez-moi, mes frères, j'ai péché. Well, it's live, brother, and my door is always open. So right now, ES is looking nice, but NQ is not in the same page, and my main focus is on NQ. NQ is not on the same page. So that's 10 to 11 candle. That's 10 to 11 candle right here. That's 10 to 11 candle, right? So that's a new hourly open. So basically we are 10:26, almost 10:30. Let's wait and see, bro. But I'm not gonna buy here. Don't think I'm gonna buy right here. Okay, not gonna buy right here. Just saying, like, just wait to see what price gonna do in the next 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, we can see how price drop down. Did we have a mitigation? Not really. Well, we have this. We can say that's a higher time frame mitigation. Oh no, we talked about it yesterday. That has potential mitigation, higher time frame. The market doesn't look bearish so far. Use ad blocker on browsers. Remove all ads that way on all websites. Coach, le prend position cap fait semaine, qui time frame ou considérer pour quitter position roulée. I use the same time frames. Everything rely on the market cycle. Okay, as I explained to my students on my Discord, everything rely on like cycle. If you can understand when a cycle might probably start and when a cycle might probably like be over. Okay, let's say if I was a swing trader, well, 2 in the morning, I'm not awake, you know. I'm not awake. I was awake last night at 2 in the morning, but basically 2 a.m. I'm sleeping, right? So the best trade will have been like inside of like in this 50% of previous daily range, and hold it, like just hold it until market telling you the cycle might be over. Okay, same thing right here. Like you probably find an entry right here and you hold it, and next day you see price respecting the idea. Well, the best opportunity for me will be in the second day, the second distribution right here. Okay, and hold it this day on March 12. That's not a market that's showing we gonna move to the upside. Okay, hold it. So right here we're probably gonna close it, because of this reaction. Even myself, I thought that was the reaction to start the bullish cycle, but we didn't have it. So it's just understanding price. Okay, understand what you want to do in price, understand the cycle, understand the higher time frame. That's what I mean by understand the higher time frame. Because if you stay in 1 minute like for the entire day, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna lose the big picture, and the big picture is more important. Okay, coach a pas ou dit c'est buy wap buy et pas sell wap sell. Bon, à moins qu'on pas comprenne ça m'a expliqué, but I don't know. Yes, you can use my strategy to do scalping, swing, and whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do with my strategy. You can trade stock options, you can trade Forex, you can trade NDCs, you can trade gold, you can trade cryptos and everything, bro. I actually analyzed the crypto market, and I didn't say anything here, but I posted on my WhatsApp group. I put it, not my WhatsApp group, but on my WhatsApp status. Okay, that's what I had on Ethereum. Okay, but now I'm gonna have to pay attention to Bitcoin because we don't have the last sweep. I expected the last sweep first before that movement, but we don't have it. This line and this box and these imbalances, I have them when the market was around here. The market did exactly what I expected, and now we're moving to the upside. Since we don't have the last sweep, like I said, I'm gonna have to pay attention to Bitcoin. If we can move to 80,000, because I see a move to 80,000 right now. 80,000 is where. Okay, so we're gonna move to 80,000. That's what I see right now, but I'm gonna have to pay attention to how we're gonna react in the weekly time frame, not the 4 hours. It's gonna be more in the weekly, the daily, the monthly, right? When I'm analyzing crypto, I don't use the lower time frame. I'm not gonna do day trading, you know. So basically, at 80,000, I want to see what price might do, because we might having something like this create another sweep before we move to the upside. And this movement, people gonna say, okay, crypto is back. Crypto is back. The market might just drop lower massively again and sweep that, and then to finally create the move to go to the upside. Okay, I see that happen most likely, then just move to the upside like that. This is not impossible neither, but I see something like this first. Okay, I see something like this first. So I analyze everything with my strategy, literally everything. When I say everything, everything. I had some analysis on PNG. Well, I'm not a stock trader basically, but sometimes I watch them. So you see the color of this liquidity. You remember when I used to use the orange candle, the orange line? They've been there since that time. They've been there since that time. Manipulation, and then we move to the upside. And if we go to the monthly, what's gonna happen? You're gonna have this huge imbalance right here. All right, gonna have some huge imbalance right here in the monthly. Yeah, I study everything. I don't trade everything, but I study everything. I study everything. So you can trade scalp, you can trade intraday, you can trade swing, you can trade futures, you can trade forex, you can trade whatever you want to do. I don't have a strategy for one asset. I just explained to you how markets work. That's what I do. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes some people gonna be more fluent with scalping than day trading, and some people gonna be more fluent with day trading than scalping. Me personally, I like the day trading view than the scalper trading view. So now you need some discipline, my brother. You need some discipline, my brother. Okay, so nothing's gonna happen. Okay, if you just wait and if you just watch price. If you can just watch price, nothing gonna happen, bro. Nothing bad gonna happen to you. You're not gonna lose a teeth. You're not gonna lose anything. You're not gonna die in anything. So I'm doing something right now. Try to see if I can do this. We got people going by and bad ready plugin. I don't know why ça. Bah, ça activé jeudi, hein. Je vais tout côté me faire la suivre moi. À toutes les moyens de barrer ça activé, non? So this is too expensive for me to buy. Okay. Because somebody can say, well, coach, if you're not bearish, just be bullish. Just like if you're not bullish, just be bearish. I understand this logic, but I can't follow it easily. I can't argue with that 100%. Okay. The market might not be bullish or might not be bearish, but I don't have any selling idea or buying idea. Okay. So this is the scenario we talked about. One of the scenario we talked about. And we know what we have to wait for now to have trade. So probably gonna close the stream in a few minutes because this scenario might not provide opportunity right now. Sorry. So now if you have questions, drop them in the comment. Good morning, coach. When are you going to teach your student everything, especially stocks and options? All right. Like I said in the last call we had, I'm gonna put stock options. Okay, I'm gonna put the stock options informations and everything, but you have to understand that's not my primary field. Okay. Everything I'm doing in life, I'm trying to be like honest. Okay, I want to be honest. That's not my primary field. This is what I want. I don't want to happen. It's like I don't want to like teaching you everything about stock options and then anything can happen, right? And then I can have an answer for you because that's not my primary field, you know. And as an educator, if I don't have answers for you, that's not gonna be a good thing. It's not gonna be like you pay me and now you're teaching stock options and it's not your primary field, and now I'm stuck with that and you can't help me. That's what I don't want to happen. And even in our last call like 2 weeks ago, I talked a lot about stock options. I definitely, well, I explained everything I know about stock options, you know, but it's still not my primary field. Well, you're gonna have them in the second quarter of the year. Okay, because it's not something that I've forgot. Just like the swing room, I've been talking about it since last year and it takes me some weeks, months to start it. It's gonna be the same thing for the stock options, you know. Why? Because I need data. I need data. I can't share something that I don't trust. Okay, Susanna? I can't share something that I don't trust. The reason why I'm sharing all of this information, I trust them. The reason why when I say I'm selling, no matter what happens, I trust them. And I have to trust everything that I'm saying, that I'm doing. But it's not like I'm doing a gatekeeping things, okay? And of course, you're gonna learn the stock options. Of course, we're gonna trade the stock options. And there is a high chance that as soon as I start trading stock options with you, nobody trade the futures anymore. That might happen. I don't say that's gonna happen. I said that might happen. Just be patient. You're not gonna pay another price. I don't do that. You know that. I don't do that. I don't know why people doing that, but I don't do that. Okay. If you're in the community, you're gonna have access to everything. confidence vin gen nan scalping nan se grâce à concept hourly open nan, oui, coach. Yes. Yes. And si mali nan journaling mwen, napwe mwen gen sa hourly context depuis en 2024 probably. 2024 ou bien mi-temps 2025. For scalper traders, for scalping. Susanna, I don't know if you understand what I just explained. The reason why you don't have the stock option in the Discord, okay? And not only you, one of the best traders we have, Sarah keep asking me to teach her like the stock option things, you know. Well, if you understand price action, nothing's gonna change, okay? But you're not rushing. You're gonna have it in the Q2, okay, the second quarter, because we are in March. The first quarter is about to be over. Second quarter, you're gonna have the stock options stuff. Good morning, coach. Is there any difference between your strategy and ICT? Okay. The way I trade, sometimes people say that I trade like ICT. Well, to be honest, I never watched this guy and I don't trust him. I don't think I will never watch him neither. And I never watch ICT. Yeah, I never watch ICT. I don't know. Do I have friends that watch ICT? Yeah, but I don't watch ICT. Okay. So ICT, I've learned a lot of things from Larry Williams. All right. And then I've learned from Larry Williams to my mentor, John Fibonacci. Okay. And most of the thing that ICT is teaching you are completely different than what I've seen in the books. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. Don't like I'm not saying it's bad or whatever, but yon paket bad di apren nou and map li bagay yo, it's different. And that's probably why his community doesn't have like results, because it's switching things. And I don't know. I don't want to talk about this subject because, well, it's not important. But I'm closer to smart money concept, SMC. Okay, because my basics remain SMC. Okay, the fact that I can tell you, well, we have this manipulation, and if we can have a break, we're gonna have a retracement. That's basic SMC. Okay, the fact that I can tell that was a manipulation, and then we drop, well, we break, we trace, we keep dropping lower. That's basic SMC. But I put SMC together with the concept that I've learned from Larry Williams. Okay, the daily open. Okay, Larry Williams said the most important information in your chart is the opening. And he's talking about most of the time the opening of the New York Stock Exchange, because the same thing that I do with the daily open, you can do it with this concept too, the New York Stock Exchange open. Okay, so the target, it's from John Fibonacci and Larry Williams too. The divergence, and now the ICT community calling SMT, and even that, they get it wrong. They get it completely wrong, bro. And I've been saying that for months, and people don't, well, they're not gonna believe you because, well, you don't have the aura. Okay, but Larry Williams himself using the divergence after some information, and I've been saying that I've read it in the books. I have 3 Larry Williams books. Larry Williams looking for divergences after a certain amount of bullish days, after a certain amount of bearish days, because he understood that each asset has some cycle. You know, let's say he might say the Nasdaq has a 25-day cycle. He understand that, well, if the Nasdaq gonna be bullish, It's gonna be bullish on 25 days. So it's going to start looking for divergence between 18 days, 20 days, you know, close to 25. But what I see now, it's like everywhere on TikTok, people looking for SMT divergence, where we have a SMT divergence right here, let's buy, let's sell. That's not how it works. And even my mentor, John Fibonacci, that's how he taught me. He said, you're gonna use a divergence when you are in this context, you have this information, and the divergence will be in addition to this idea, too long or too short. But when you go on social media, it's totally different. Like, people looking for SMT everywhere, you know. Oh yeah, that's an SMT, let's just buy. That's a SMT divergence, let's do. I'm like, okay, well, I don't say anything, but I've read the books. And when I said I've read the books, I spent months reading Larry Williams books. You can watch my videos from 2022. I've been talking about the books of Larry Williams a lot. Well, that was just my explanation on that. But to be honest, when ICT they respect it, man. Or when somebody say, "Oh, you watch ICT to trade," well, not even one time in my entire life I've done that. Not even one time. Okay. So most of the thing that I've learned came from Larry Williams. Okay. And if you don't know who he is, just go on YouTube and all right, you can just go on Google and type Larry Williams Robin Cup. That's the tournament ICT try to win every year, but never can. He never do it. He can't do it anyways. So that's the 11,000% in 1987. That's why he's my GOAT. All right. 11,000%. The only thing that I can't really take from Larry Williams, probably because of, I can say, I don't have a large capital. It's the Kelly criterion theory, which is the way is risk management things. I can't do that right now. Okay. Because without his risk management, he wouldn't make like 11,000 in 1 year. Okay, he wouldn't do that. That's like just risking 1% per trade or 0.5% per trade. That's not gonna give you 1,000% a year. So he used different risk management through his career, but the risk management that helped him making that 11,000 was the Kelly criterion. The Kelly criterion. So, well, he did not talk about it in the first book I bought, but he talked about it in his recent book he had on 2006 or 2007 or 8. And I have all of them here, so I've read them from start to finish. That's how I know ICT is lying to you. Even inside of the Larry Williams book, there is a concept called the silver bullet, and it's completely different than what people are doing right now. Okay, so I'm closer to SMC than Larry Williams. Okay, but I don't care, bro. You use whatever you want as soon as you can make money. Like I usually say, like profitable traders or people that know how to make money in the market, they don't care. They don't care about what strategy you're using. They don't care about what style of trading you're using. We don't care. Me personally, I don't care, bro. You use support resistance, you can make money. Well, what can I say, bro? I can't be mad because you make money, you know? I never go on social media and saying people like supply and demand don't work, support resistance don't work, don't do this, don't do that. I never say that because I don't care, you know? And most people that's doing this, it's a signal that they don't know what they're doing, okay? There is a mentor in the Asian community that's been telling people my strategy is not working. But we keep having payouts mysteriously, so mysteriously we have like just January and February we got like 50,000 payout in the Discord alone. Well, I don't know people from the YouTube or other people from in the community, but the Discord alone, like it's $50,000 payout in 2 months. Well, mysteriously, you know, and I don't care, bro. Like, you do scalping, it's good. You do day trading, it's good. You do swing, it's good. But me, when I'm doing my analysis, I don't trust anything else. I trust my vision. I trust my analysis. I trust what I see in the market. Okay. That's what I see. That's how I am. Okay. But whatever works for you, works for you. If it works for you, don't change it. If it works for you, don't change it. I remember I remember recently I was watching a podcast of LeBron James, which is the GOAT, the best player of all time, the king. It was saying that I don't understand why when a team has a set play that, let's say they use the same set play 2 times in a row and they made the basket, and all of a sudden the coach changes that set play. If it works, keep doing it until it doesn't work. It's the same thing for me, right? So if it works, keep doing it, bro. Koki trades before 9:30. Okay. Koki, which is my trading partner, and we talk almost every day, he takes trades before 9:30. But when I'm talking on YouTube, I told you guys I'm not gonna take trade before 9:30. That's me, and that's Koki. Koki is not me, and I'm not Koki. We are trading partners, but we're not the same person. It works for him, but I don't like it. I don't like trading at 9:30 or before 9:30. That's me. And we keep moving forward. What works for you might not be the case for me, and I might see things differently. That's why you're gonna need experience, because experience is gonna teach you most of the thing you want to learn in trading. Okay, everything will be experience, bro. You might think you need a new strategy, a new concept, a new mentor. No, you probably don't have enough experience. And I was saying that the other day, when you're reading a book, you can't make you can't make a resume. How do you say that? You can't summarize the book in chapter 1. You can't do that. Okay, you can't just read chapter 1 and like, I understand the entire book. No, you have to read the entire chapter. And it's just in trading. You're probably in chapter 1 and you're gonna have to keep going until you get it. But one thing is sure, if you keep doing it, if you keep working the right way, you don't change strategy every 2 weeks, you don't change assets every 2 3 weeks, you don't change mentor every 2 3 weeks, experience will make you understand the strategy. Experience, you know, and your experience, you have to trust your experience more than anything else, okay? Because that's what will bring you the confidence you need in the market. You are not disciplined because you don't trust the strategy enough, and you don't trust the strategy because you don't have enough experience with that strategy, okay? And that's gonna take some times, and right now nobody want to spend times in one thing, okay? I'm always listening to podcasts, you know. I was listening to Mel Robbins. I don't know if you know that lady. She was saying that this is crazy how we are every day we become more impatient, especially the new generation, especially the generation with the smartphone, smart CC, smart cellular, smart cellular. We become less and less patient, and that's gonna create some consequences in the next 5 and 10 years. So here's the thing: if you can focus in one thing right now, if you can just focus in one thing, one strategy, one YouTube channel, okay, you watch Libright, don't watch anybody else. Well, you can watch John Fibonacci, watch Libright, watch John Fibonacci, and forget everybody else. And if you can do that, you're gonna win. There is a high chance to win, because most people can't do that right now. Most people can't stay focused. Most people can't stay patient, you know. Most people can't stay 5 minutes without taking their phones, bro. Coach point dit sur est-ce que m'ka juste trade MNQ1, ES1 ou bien m'do obligatoirement pour un contrat capuse là, s'il vous plaît. Well, this morning I chose the contract. I chose the recent contract. I just chose the contract. Okay. I don't choose NQ1 and ES1. I'm probably gonna do that for the rest of the week. Okay. And after that, I will come back, because when I'm doing my analysis on the weekends, I will need, so I'm gonna need some whole informations, and I'm not gonna have them. You see, you're not gonna have them. So I would probably come back to NQ1 and ES1, but as of right now, I'm just gonna pay attention to the contract. Since we just changed the price action, we just changed contract, I'm gonna do that for the remaining of the week. Coach, can you give me the difference between IC candle and pin bar, please? It's look the same, kind of a little bit confusing. Well, it's easy. The pin bar is a candle with long wick. So that's a pin bar. That's why we call a pin bar. You know, we can see the rejection. The rejection right here. Okay. But an IC candle is when you are having a movement to the downside and you have the manipulation, okay? But in the movement that's gonna take the liquidity, or that's gonna create the manipulation, the last bearish candle is gonna be the IC candle, okay? Yeah, well, this is not a manipulation, but let's say we had a manipulation right there, okay? This big candle right here, this big candle that helped the market create that manipulation, as soon as we break above it, you will consider it as IC candle, institutional candle, okay? This is what some people call supply and demand, but they don't even understand what supply and demand means. And if you want to know what supply and demand means, I have a video on my YouTube channel that explains that in the right way, and you're not gonna be confused. Okay, well, we had a manipulation right there. Boom. Then boom, reaction to the upside. We came back. That's a nice candle. Okay, but what you have to understand is sometimes in a time frame you might have a nice candle, and in a higher time frame you have a pin bar. Okay, you know what I mean? Let me check. So we don't have it in 1 hour. Okay, so it's not literally a pin bar, but we can see the rejection. Okay, we can see the rejection. Let me check. 2 hours or 30 minutes. It might be close to it. Not really. Okay, so the pin bar is basically the candle. That's a pin bar, for example. That's a pin bar. We can see the wick, long wick, small body, long wick, so small body, long wick, small body. Okay, long wick, small body. Okay, and also a pin bar telling us that we have, well, when you have a pin bar, it's like they take liquidity, but they also had some orders in this movement. That's why after a pin bar, you expect a bullish movement. Like if it's a bullish pin bar, you expect a bullish movement. If you don't have a bullish movement, they're gonna come back here to take the liquidity. They're gonna come back here and close this order. Okay, let's say for example right there. Okay, you see this long wick, small body candle, that's a pin bar, right? Well, the market can't move to the upside after that. Well, yes, we have some movement, but the next candle, the exact next candle should be a massive bullish candle. We can't. We're gonna come back here, which is a previous daily low. I know all of these things, but I'm not gonna make you like paying attention to them. Why? Because they're gonna be like correlated with the information we have on the screen already. And I don't want you to feel lost. You're gonna feel like you are lost if you're paying attention to every candle's formation. I don't do that. You know, I don't do that. I pay attention more to the context. Okay. And then there is, I can say, a reverse pin bar. But when the market arrives at the previous daily high, for example, you don't expect a bullish pin bar. We expect what? We expect a bearish pin bar, right? But now, if we can break below this pin bar, we definitely gonna reverse. Okay. So I know all of these things because I've watched so many people over the years, and I have some informations about candles, but I don't really pay attention to everything. Okay. For example, right here, you see, that's a high. That's high of the session, and we were very close to we are at, well, above previous daily high, and you don't want to see that. You want to see a bearish pin bar, but you have a bullish pin bar. Okay, so as soon as we break this low of the pin bar, we are bearish. Okay, so like I said, I know this information, but I'm not gonna pay attention to every candles to like formation, if it's bullish, if it's better. Nah, I just have a context and I'm waiting for price to give me confirmation. It's better like that. Okay, so you understand now. So we have a new hourly candle. Well, I'm gonna close the stream. So guys, it was a pleasure to be with you today. No trade today. Yesterday we had TP, break even in TP, and no trade today. I'm just gonna put some alert Well, I'm gonna put an alert right here inside of this imbalance. I'm gonna put an alert at the daily open, for example. So if I'm out of screen, so I can come back and watch what the market is doing right now. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Ciao.